Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from YourBlackWorld.com, and today I was thinking about something that I'm going to do in a couple of days. I'm going to go to New York City, and I'm going to moderate a fatherhood panel on behalf of one of my homeboys, Eton Thomas, who's a former NBA player. And what I love about what Eton has done, Eton wrote a great book on fatherhood. I recommend that you buy it. He got essays from all these prominent people to talk about fatherhood. The reason that I think you want to know about Eton and what he's doing is he's doing something that I think is very important and to some extent unique, although it's not as unique as the media would like for you to believe, but it's unique in the sense that he's been very successful with it and he's been very determined with it. Eton has actually brought together NBA players to utilize their platforms to encourage other men to do the right things with their lives. Particularly in his case, he focuses on fatherhood. And on this panel, there's some great guys. It's going to be held at Absentee Church in Harlem. Which is a historic church in the city of Harlem. It's going to be on the 6th of December at 7 p.m. It's the December 6th at 7 p.m. Some people on the panel include Allen Houston, a guy that I went to high school with, who actually is, I think, an assistant general manager with the Knicks or something like that. He played for the Knicks for a while. A guy named Charles Smith, who also played for the Knicks. A couple guys from the NFL, the NBA, etc. Just a lot of really interesting people, but that's not really the point. The point here is that, first of all, I want to say that I think that what Eton is doing is remarkable because we need more black men doing this, especially black men who have access to platforms. We need them off the psychological plantation. We need the mind of the athlete, the mind of the entertainer, the mind of the public figure to move away from the trivial stuff, the things that are designed to dope you up and keep you irresponsible and keep you unfocused. You know, the booty and the bling and the material things and all this other stuff. That's not what life is all about. That's not what serving your community is all about. That's not what elevating yourself and the people you love is all about. What it's really all about is using your platform for a productive purpose to encourage all of us, especially us as black men. There are other men out here doing whatever they do, but I'm really thinking a lot about black men. It's important to encourage us as black men to be the best that we can be because our communities need us. Because here's the situation. And you may know this, you may not, but I'm going to tell you right now. Anybody who looks at the research knows that the black family in America has been absolutely positively decimated. It has been destroyed. Much of what has destroyed the black family in America is the mass incarceration epidemic, the war on drugs, where so many black men were getting 40, 50-year prison sentences for simple drug possession, drug distribution, things like that. Nonviolent crime, sometimes first offense, things like that. And the thing about prison is that you can go to prison for a day and have something happen to you that changes you for the rest of your life. If you go to prison for 5 or 10 years, it's already hard enough psychologically to come back into society, but it's even harder when you have a society that's built on keeping you marginalized. Now, how does that affect all of us? Well, it affects those, if you're a black woman seeking a husband, it's harder to find a husband in a society where a chunk of the black men are being incarcerated. If you are a child whose father is affected by mass incarceration, then you're growing up without a dad. If you are living in a community, which all of us are in the same community, we're all in the same boat. Whether you think that the plight of poor black people has nothing to do with you or not, it does, because when you send your child to school, your child may get bullied by one of the children of one of the men who has been incarcerated for 30 or 40 years, or one of the mothers who's been incarcerated for 30 or 40 years, or parents who've been affected by the war on drugs, etc. So if you want to know why I am so adamant about talking about fatherhood and the war on drugs and how all these things link, mass incarceration, etc., how all these things link together, well, now you understand why. I think that this is something that we have to really talk to President Obama about. It's something we have to talk to Congress about. It's something we have to talk to local leadership about. It's something we have to talk to everybody about. We also have to talk to each other about this. And so going full circle and going back to the concept of fatherhood, one of the things we have to do is realize that accountability starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with us. And that means that before we go talk to President Obama, we also have to talk to ourselves. Black men should be encouraged to be good fathers. And that means if you got somebody in your family who's not doing their job, you tell him you're not doing a good job as a dad. Black men should be allowed to be fathers. If you have a child with a man and you're locking the man out of the child's life, well, you're not helping the process very much. So ultimately, black men have to be taught to be good fathers. And that's what I love about Eton's panel, is that you have a bunch of brothers getting together, talking about the issues that affect all of us as black families. And that is really what we need to do. So that's all I want to tell you about. And I hope you'll come out and check out the panel. Until we meet again, please stay strong, be blessed, and be educated. I'm gone. Peace.